Okay, welcome to the State of the X.Org Foundation talk. First things first, I'd say a huge applause for to Collabora for organizing this very great XDC in order. Come on! Yeah, that's more like it. So yeah, huge thanks to Mark Follian and everyone from Collabora and the entire team here. More on the topic of XDC sponsors this year, we slightly tuned the sponsoring plan, as in we just doubled the amount for everything. And now we actually managed to get like different levels of sponsors, and 11 sponsors this year. One thing we used all that money for is a lot more travel grants. Maybe you've heard a bit discussion on the members list. I think we approved over 16,000 US dollars in travel grants. Unfortunately, not quite. We're not going to spend quite all of that because I think 4 speakers had like last minute visa, family, personal life troubles, unfortunately. Anyway, huge thanks to Eric, our treasurer, for handling all the invoicing. Corporate invoicing departments are interesting. Furthermore, on XDC, talk submissions and papers, we got 32 talks this year compared to 35 last year. We've been using the Indica platform that Linux Plumber Conference is also using, hosted by LWN, so thanks to them. I think it worked really well from like looking at the paper committee work. I don't think we would have managed to get together a program. One thing maybe, workshop submissions, if people could submit them slightly earlier, so we could try to scale them a bit better. Of course, often they just happen in as discussions here or live in the hallway track. Feedback to the board or anyone from the board here, and we're also gonna like collect feedback when we're all back home. And huge thanks here to Samuel. He's unfortunately not here. He's been running the entire papers committee chair and that show. For XDC in 2 years, we have this RFP, request for proposals page, where we kind of collect the information, so and what you all need for running a good XDC, because it's quite a big conference nowadays, so a few things to organize. Yeah, we're looking kind of for proposals generally in North America for 2021. And also for XDC 20, we'll be starting looking for sponsors. So if you know companies that we haven't done the lineup yet, I think it's not quite covering the entire industry yet. So there's a few gaps to fill out. Very much welcome if you can introduce the board to the relevant people, I think. Next thing we've done in X.Org Foundation is all the internship programs. We had 3 GSOC students this summer. Unfortunately, only two successfully completed the program. We had 1 evoc in fall and 2 successful outreach interns in the winter. I would say the same thing from the last few secretary reports. We still just assume that interns magically just figure out how this all works and how to contribute. So it's a bit, here's the short prompt, congratulations. And anyone who kind of wants to help make this happen, help improve it, I think we could perhaps do more outreachy or evocs in Mesa. Helps very much, welcome. The free desktop merger, we got this approved on the first vote, which is kind of awesome, given that it usually takes 2. It got approved by the members. It's got approved by SPY. So from the formalities, we're all merged. Well, we've done this spring quite a bit in the board. It's just coming up with a hopefully fairly minimal but not too minimal policy around the free desktop hosting services. Like few rules are around how admins are appointed and how the code of conduct is enforced and all that, just to give free desktop a bit of governance structure, which was the entire point of this merger. And one thing that came up, for free desktop and also XDC here, we've done a bit of code of conduct training. There was a bit discussion, I think 2-3 weeks ago on the members list. We might want to open this up for kind of project owners, maintainers, admins, in general, because the entire code of conduct idea is that free desktop team is just a fallback if things go wrong. So if people are interested, again, something we're thinking about, and if there's some interest, we could do this. On the topic of the code of conduct, transparency reports, like I said, the idea is that the code of conduct team doesn't actually do anything. So good news is there was no overruling of maintainers or projects or whatever. Just 2 reports, one still pending, another one resulted in a suspension. Furthermore, on free desktop, I think Bookseller is almost sunset. Not quite there yet. GitLab free desktop is a great success and quite a bit surprising. So if you look at the expenses for free desktop, they were pretty much a flat zero the past few years before the merger, and they're very much not a flat zero anymore now. So this has exploded a lot. So we need lots of clouds, lots of runners, lots of admins on kind of the volunteer or people who want to organize this, coordinate this, organize kind of the sponsors and the admin time and all that stuff. I would say we're seriously underpowered, and we're definitely looking for people. So if you want to get elected to the board, put this on your election pitch, and you're pretty much guaranteed to be very busy. So more stuff, foundation offices. We have a new secretary, so this is the last time I'm going to do this show. Lude volunteered, so huge thanks to Lude for running the secretary for the next year or 2. And the other officer is Eric as treasurer. He's volunteered to do this another time. And I would also like to bring huge thanks to Bryce, who's been our previous secretary. On the entire thing of offices and just running the daily business, SBI is also growing quite a bit. And they've now grown past the point of where being purely a volunteer-run organization just didn't cut it anymore. They had quite a bit of trouble the last 2 years. One of them was like, I think we were 3 months late with our secretary report because SBI was 3 months late with their treasurer report. They have now a part-time paid assistant, and I would say since that happened a few months back, it's working rather solid, and the entire invoicing and getting SBI's kind of the legal umbrella thing services is a lot more speedy and timely. So that's good news. And finally, like the only reason you guys probably listen to me is XDC 2020, right? And it's going to be in Poland, in Gdansk, organized by Intel with the local university. So we're going to be hosted by the university, organized by Intel. Unfortunately, no one from Gdansk is here, but they've sent a delegation of 4 people to Coruña last year. So it's a new team for in Intel, but I do think they know what XDC is supposed to look like. So hopefully I'm positive they're going to do a great job there. Final slide, foundation. foundation is kind of here for you guys, so we do what you want to do, and you can tell us what to do through the elections of the board members, which means please become a member. Everyone here is definitely qualified to become one. We have this shiny new professional-looking members page at members.x.org, so please sign up. Any questions?
You briefly mentioned code of conduct training. Could you briefly elaborate on what kind of content it has?
I didn't actually take one of the trainings, so I'm not. It's just generally about like taking a code of conduct response, I think, and handling it. I think Daniel Stone knows better.
Yeah, I'm no better, Daniel. Yeah, so myself and Manasi and Lud all did it. It was organized through Ottertech, which is run by Sage Sharp. You go to otter.technology, they've got some information. It was less on kind of the mechanics of the COC itself. You know, it was everyone there already had a good and working and functional COC, and it was more about the practical aspects of response. So you know how to deal with complaints, like how to receive them, the types of things you should be doing, and how to work through responses as well. So it was super practical, and it was split between both purely online things as well as in-person things like XDC.
Okay, thanks.
I guess break then. Thanks a lot for listening.